When it was announced in the summer of 22 that both USC and UCLA would be leaving the Pac and joining the Big Ten in 2024, shockwaves were sent throughout the college football world. Almost immediately, rumors were circulating that both Oregon and Washington also had one foot out the door. Both of them had already applied to become Big Ten members as well. And when Washington and Oregon would leave the Pac, most people thought the conference would implode. Well, fast forward to the winter of 23, the Pac has not imploded. Washington, Oregon are still, at least for now, in the conference. But a lot of people are wondering, what is the Pac's next move? As such, I've got 3 recommendations for what the Pac-12 should do if it wants to survive into the 2030s. Number 1, stability. The Pac needs stability above all else, and that means money, money, money. For a few weeks now, we've heard rumors that the Pac has some sort of deal brewing with Amazon Prime that could pay them Big 12 money or greater. Now, we all know the value of live sports. If Amazon Prime is that interested in cutting a deal for Pac-12 content, I say take it. Don't worry about anything else. Take the money, get the stability, and then you can make your next move. Speaking of next moves, my second recommendation is this: Reconquer Southern California. Losing the Los Angeles television market was a very heavy blow for the Pac, but there is a team in Southern California that's ready to step up and join the conference. And that team is San Diego State. Seeing the LA schools jet away to the Midwest in a year is definitely a big loss for the Pac-12, but getting back into Southern California has to be a priority for the conference. And hopefully the league is incorporating that potential move in its upcoming TV negotiations. They have to get back into Southern California. San Diego State is the no-brainer choice to do that. Recommendation number 3, go east, young man. Now, a lot of people immediately jump to the conclusion that that means moving into the Central Time Zone, and that was attempted several years ago with the ill-fated Pac-16 concept. In my opinion, though, the Pac needs to take a different tack this go around. I recommend the Pac focused on the northeastern quadrant of the United States, with an eye towards establishing an Eastern division for the Pac. And in doing so, match the idea of the Big Ten becoming a coast-to-coast league. I think the Pac should do exactly the same thing. They should start in the Northeast, building up an Eastern division in that part of the country. And I strongly urge them to focus on these 3 teams to start. Number 1, Syracuse. Number 2, Boston College. Number 3, Connecticut. And there's several reasons why I say this, but the biggest reason of them all is where these schools are located. Syracuse, Boston College, Connecticut, hovering around the New York City and the Boston television markets. And that is what the Pac needs to focus on. If you can combine those 3 schools with another school in the region, that gives you a nice, solid Northeastern division to build on if you're the Pac. So those are my 3 recommendations for the Pac on how to move forward and how to survive and even thrive in the next decade or so. Number 1, you got to get the money. You've got to get the money. You've got to do it right now. You need to at least hit the Big 12 level of payout, if not exceed it. If you do that, that gives you some stability for the next several years, and that's something you can build on. Recommendation 2, you've got to get back into SoCal. You can't just wave the LA schools goodbye and say we wish you the best of luck. Getting back into Southern California should be priority number 1 after the TV deal is completed. And the best school to start with is San Diego State University. They are the no-brainer choice to get back into Southern California. Number 3, the Pac must expand outside of the West. It cannot stay in the Western United States and hope to be a real player in college athletics. It's got to expand east. You must go east. I highly recommend the Pac starts in the northeast of the United States. Pick up those teams when the ACC shakedown happens. Pick up the teams that maybe no one else is looking at right now, that maybe feel a little left out, that maybe feel a little unsure about their future. Boston College and Syracuse University. Throw in University of Connecticut, add in maybe one other Northeastern school, and boom, you've got yourself a very solid Eastern Division. As always, I'd like to hear what you think about these ideas, these rants, these videos. I think, though, that this is the best way forward for the Pac if it not only wants to survive, but if it wants to thrive and grow into something very solid and stable in the 21st century. This is Kevin in Texas saying God bless each and every one of you. I'll talk to you later. Bye.